Back in Nottingham, and the first thing perhaps you will notice about me is that I'm not wearing a jacket. It's 18 degrees here, which is very, very different from the last time I was here. India versus New Zealand, a washout. The sun is out behind, and behind me you can see lush green. The covers are there, yes, but it's not on the pitch. uh, the rains have abated finally, and it's time for cricket all over England. Looks or feels like a totally different country. Looks like the summer is finally here. 18 degrees, like I said, and a cool breeze. You don't really need a hot jacket. But let me tell you who else is turning up the temperature in this 2019 ODI World Cup, and it's Bangladesh. Perhaps the only team that can actually challenge for a shock or a surprise spot in the semi-finals. You have England and Australia and New Zealand and India in the mix. Teams like West Indies and South Africa are proving to be very inconsistent, Pakistan being Pakistan. And at this precise moment, Bangladesh, with 5 points from 5 games, are the only team mathematically and form-wise with the best chance of sneaking into that semi-final spot. And let's be honest, for really the betterment of this tournament, which is proving to be a bit of a damp squib, you really need a bit of excitement over the next 2.5 weeks. Otherwise, the league stage will become meaningless bilateral ODIs really. Bangladesh have 4 matches to play. That it's against Australia, Afghanistan, India and Pakistan. So 5 points from 5 games. You expect, maybe 9 points will help them sneak through. But the fact of the matter is that teams above them have, 2 teams above them have 8 points. 2 teams above them have 7 points. So really, Bangladesh need 11 points, which means they need 3 victories from their next 4 matches, which makes this a very, very important game. First, because Australia are in that top 4, and then of course you need to keep your momentum going. They beat West Indies, which was a brilliant game. The brilliant chase in Taunton. Shakib Al Hasan, he is the top run scorer of this World Cup, 384 odd runs. But Bangladesh are, as Mushraf Mortaza says, not a one-man side. Spin will obviously be a crucial factor in this game. We've seen pitches are, they're not really batsman friendly, they're not really bowler friendly, something in between. But a good score, 300 odd, 280, 300 odd. And if Bangladesh are defending it with their array of spinners, Australia, you never know, might just be in trouble. For Bangladesh, playing Australia doesn't really happen too often for them. It's been quite some time since they played Test match in Australia. It's been quite some time since Australia visited Bangladesh really for a full tour. Even though some of their players do participate in the Bangladesh Premier League, never really understood what that is about. But the fact of the matter is that Bangladesh have beaten Australia only once in ODI cricket, and that was in 2005 in Cardiff in a triangular along with England. Mushraf Mortaza was part of that side, and a lot of confidence will be instilled in that dressing room. Obviously, there's a lot of chutzpah about this Bangladeshi side. You have Tamim Iqbal, Mushfiqur Rahim, Mustafizur Rahman, their spin attack, Mehendi Hassan, mercurial batsman, and of course you have Shakib Al Hasan and Mushraf Mortaza leading really bags of experience. All of them believe they can beat any side in the world on their day. Talking about Australia, well, first of all, they would want not a repeat of what happened in 2005. Australia are not playing their best cricket at the moment. Let's be honest about that. I mean, yes, they have, they lost narrowly to India, but they've beaten Pakistan and they beat West Indies. But these have been not comprehensive wins. These have been narrow wins. These have been fighting wins. They're not, in football they say if you want to be champion, you need to learn how to win on your bad day. I think that's what Australia have done in this tournament. They've won on their bad days. Having said that, this is a team which is fine, slowly coming into form, slowly starting to gel together, with Steve Smith, David Warner, Aaron Finch scoring runs. The one factor in their middle order is that they are lacking an all-rounder. Marcus Stoinis with a side strain, he was sitting out the last couple of games, but there's every chance that he could feature in Thursday's game. Also the fact that because spin might be in vogue, Australia might look to play two off spinners. Adam Zampa has not featured in their 11 for a while now, but seeing as the left-handers in Bangladesh's lineup, they might be tempted to play Nathan Lyon. Of course, Glenn Maxwell is a handy off spinner as well. But having said that, this is going to be a battle between calculation. Australia are a side that are very calculative in the way they play cricket, and a side which are very, very mercurial, very adventurous, and perhaps the only informed side outside the top four, perhaps the only consistent side outside the top four. For the better of this World Cup, you just, as a neutral, you just have to hope that Bangladesh spring a surprise on Australia in this game.